So much pressure.
All right. Well, welcome you guys to this week's team call. We're really excited just as we look forward to the next few weeks and the coming months. There's just so much to look forward to and share with others and share with you guys. So we're just going to kind of hop in. We do have the hot seat back. So a little bit later tonight, after
Yes.
some announcements, we're going to be hearing from Jenna Witherbee tonight. So super excited. She's had a lot of success about with the 80-day obsession, really sharing her journey. So we're just going to be asking her some questions surrounding what she's doing, what's working, all of that. So before we do that, oh yeah, we should set it so that it mutes everyone here. Just a second. All right. Okay, so before we do that, we're gonna get into some announcements. So, all right, so we'll just run down these quick, and then we'll get to Jenna. So the first one is the lead generator post. So today, Jake and I spent some time talking about lead generators and really just wanting to kind of recommit to those, like kind of separately, and then also as a team recommit. I know a lot of you guys have been doing them all along, but some people are newer, some people maybe haven't been as consistent. So really just kind of taking a solid look at lead generators. So we wanted to just go over those really quick in case anyone needs a refresher. But really, you guys, what I was telling Jake, what I feel like maybe we're missing a little bit of lately is just that like deeper emotional look at how we're really feeling about things and how this lifestyle is really helping us. And so Jake put a bunch of notes. We actually took a lot of that from the new coach mentorship, and then he kind of put it together in a really cool visual way. But really wanted to just talk about, how important it is, like every Monday and Thursday night, when you take the time to sit down and post a lead generator. And if you don't know what a lead generator is, it's basically just a post that is going to call people to action. So kind of our philosophy is that 80 to 90% of the time on social media we are just giving value. So we're sharing our life, we're sharing maybe some encouragement, some thoughts, and so most of the time people should know us as people who are just kind of sharing life, sharing encouragement. And then like the 10 to 20% of the time is when we're going to ask them to join us. I think a lot of times people get this flip flop. So if you have friends in network marketing, or maybe you've seen other people do it, where it's like all you see them posting online is ask, 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 and they don't ever get any traction because no one really trusts that they actually want to help them. It's all about just asking. And so our goal and why our team has had so much success is because we really want to be focused on the content that we're putting out there on social media and taking the time to create solid content. So a lot of the time as you go throughout your day and you're like, I don't know what to post, we really want to make sure that we don't feel this pressure to become fitness robots, but that we're really just sharing our life. I think sometimes when you become a coach, it's like, oh my gosh, I guess I'll share everything health and fitness. And then, you feel like that's all you can share. We really want to encourage you to look at all the pieces of your story and share that. And then in those lead generators, like these should take you, the lead generators on Monday and Thursday night, they should take you a good like 45 minutes to write. I know for me, when I write a good lead generator, I'll write it and then I'll put my phone away for a little bit. I always write my post, by the way, just in case this is a tip that helps you, inside the note section of my phone. So like when I have a minute where I think about, what's going on, I'll just put a note in there like, oh, I should write a post about that. Maybe I'll write a little bit of the post and I'll come back to it. But you should be spending time on that. And really with a lead generator, sharing, thinking about what was life like before you started your healthy living journey. I know for me, I feel like as I've gotten kind of deeper into my healthy living journey, it can be easy to kind of forget, like, how hard was that, when I really didn't have any direction with what I was doing. Not that I'm perfect now by any means, but I feel like I at least have the support and I have the knowledge a little bit more than I did. So really to kind of put yourself back to who were you yesterday? Who were you 6 months ago, before, or a year ago or 2 years ago? before you started Beachbody, and how are you feeling? Because those are the emotions that are actually going to get people to connect with you. But if we're just saying like, hey, I've got this cool group coming up, you should check it out. Like, no one is going to comment. No one is going to join you because they're like, well, why? Like, that sounds like everyone else on the internet. So our goal is really to share a deeper why. Like tonight, Jake shared, for example, it was a post about his nutrition. So do you want to kind of walk people through like how, as a guy, you kind of did that one?
Well, the reason that everything was posted today, and I hope you guys go back there and take a look at the post if you have not seen it, and then from a graphic standpoint, just save it to your phone and save it somewhere where you can find it. And then every time that you're trying to figure out what to post and what to write about, go in there and see like our little recipe for creating a good lead generator. Because what we noticed at this last week, we were going through some people's posts and we felt like it was a lot of promotion, but there wasn't a whole lot of why attached to it. And I think for me, as somebody who has spent the majority of my career in corporate America, I work in a Fortune 100 company as a sales rep. I go all the time. I've had a fair amount of success, and so that's what I like beeline for. And it's really difficult, I think, maybe as a male, and then probably for a bunch of you as CEOs, as people who are growing businesses or successful businesses, it's really difficult to stop for a second and admit that we have shortcomings. And so we just skip that because that's not what's fun. That's not what's cool. That's not what's humble. What is better is to talk about how great we are and how we have all these services and resources that are beneficial to people. So what we really wanted to encourage people to do is to pause for a second and just think about really where you're coming from. Like if you go in, you look at my post on Facebook, I wasn't like severely obese or anything like that. I mean, you can look at the picture on the left and if I was a chick, I'd probably get a bunch of comments saying like, you look good, hon. I think you look great either way. But as a dude, nobody comments and nobody likes it. So what I really try and speak to is just how busy I am. Like, I feel like the majority of men can appreciate running from task to task to task and accomplishing something. But then like when they're out with their bros and everybody's ordering pizza, it's really difficult to order a salad. So what I talk about in there is how, like, I argued with Amber all the time about how busy I was, because I really am. I'm a busy person, but like, and that was like a real, very real conversation. A little bit less on the whole, like, I've struggled with food my whole life, and more about how, like, I was busy. So since I was busy, I made the assumption that I could eat whatever I wanted to eat. I could eat at Noodles and Company every single day. I could go and I could have pizza, and I could have cheeseburger and fries because that's the crowd that I was with, and that was okay. And I could justify it with Amber because I was busy. So that was more what I spoke to. And I also like kind of tie it in there that like I'm still busy, but what I've chosen to do is choose a more sustainable lifestyle. So as we're promoting this brand new I Am Healthy boot camp, that's kind of been more my approach, because it hasn't necessarily been a struggle with food, but I want to be speaking to the sales reps. That's going to be my market. I want to be speaking to the business, the busy professionals, because again, those are the people that I'm going to most likely relate to. But it's trying to put yourself in the shoes of whoever you're trying to attract. What I really want to encourage you guys not to do is just skip to the part where they can sign up for the boot camp, because there's nothing that's really all that like, I don't know, like what's the word I'm looking for? Relatable. Yeah, there's nothing all that relatable by just saying like, hey, you've got problems, I've got solutions. I think it's far more relatable to be like, hey, these are the things that I'm working through. I might have a solution for you, and I'd love to work through them with you. So just an encouragement. Go back and look at that post on the Ignition Mission 2018. I think it's really helpful as far as building out just a little bit deeper lead generators. And as we thought about it more and more, like we have a lot of talented writers on this team. And it's probably a byproduct of reading a lot of what Amber had put up initially. And what spoke to you was really the heart that she was coming from. So, and maybe if you're a part of more of our downline and you're looking up at your upline, that's probably what drew you in too, was like, hey, I can really relate to them, or I really like her story or his story. So, be thinking about that, because that's really who we're speaking to. Don't take the easy way out and just go copy paste, sign up for this boot camp. I can't figure out why nobody's signing up with me. No one's signing up. I don't get it. This sucks. That's why we need to dig a little bit deeper.
Yeah. And so with that, I'm going to have make a note to remind us again. I used to do this like religiously Monday and Thursday, that, hey, it's lead generator night. Let's all post together. So I'm going to get back to doing that. And then we also want to get back in this habit of really supporting each other in our posts. We have a team hashtag, which we are checking it out tonight, and some of you guys are using it, so that's awesome. And the hashtag is just the Ignition Mission. And so we want to make sure that we're going to be using that hashtag, especially, I mean, you can use it whenever you want, but especially on Monday and Thursday nights. So then after you post, go search that hashtag on Instagram, just love some people's stuff, comment on their stuff, because you guys know, I mean, it is hard to put yourself out there and to feel vulnerable and to feel like, oh my gosh, am I even going to get one like on this? And so I do think that maybe we were having some more vulnerable posts, even when we felt like we were a little bit more supported and getting at least I know like my tribe has my back, right? So same on Facebook, not that you have to like every single person's post, but just like when you post, take a few extra minutes to love on someone else. So that's kind of lead generators. If you guys have any questions too about any of this at any time, always feel free to message us or put something in the chat. Alyssa said she'll comment on yours.
Thank you, Alyssa. I need that. I'm very, very self-conscious.
All right. So
let's keep we just kind of talked about that.
Okay.
One thing I do want to remind everybody, like we're working pretty hard on this I Am Healthy group. I'm really passionate about it. I think Amber's jumped on the train now. Like we've had so much interest from people. It's just kind of mind-boggling to us to see just such a need for nutrition. We're going to do all kinds of work for you guys. We're going to be building out these boot camps, and the design for a lot of this stuff is really to free you up to focus on promoting. Like look at us as like your marketing agency. That's really what we're going to try and kind of be moving towards a little bit more now, where you don't have to spend all this time creating unbelievable content. The unbelievable content is going to be created for you. The one thing that I do want to ask is that you actually step up to the plate and run with it. Running with promoting it and not sitting back and being like, look, we'll just see if Jake and Amber fall on their face this time. Yeah, take back the kitchen. That was a dumb idea. Well, 12,000 members later, I think we hit something right. So like jump on it. Like if there's an opportunity, there's promotional materials, there's marketing, there's pictures, there's graphics, there's scripts. Like we're building out the boot camp from day one. It's going to be 30 days worth of content for you. All you're going to have to do is copy and paste, run with it. Don't miss the train. The other thing that I want to say with that is when you run with it, go all in. Like run a great boot camp.
Even if you have one person, right?
Even if you have one person, that one person could sign up as a coach, and they could find 4 other coaches, and then they could find 4 more coaches. Then all of a sudden they could be your diamond coach that you need to get to 2-star. Like you just never know how this is all going to play out. But don't half-ass it. As we were joking around on our team trip, like full ass it. No half-ass, just full ass. We want you guys going all in and just taking the stuff and jumping and running with it. And as that pertains to some of the other challenge groups, like we're getting ready to launch Leaner, Faster, Further. I started doing just a little bit of promotion with that. But that's going to kick off hardcore on April 16th, and we're going to start signing up and recruiting for it next week. If you end up parking people in that boot camp, I need you to participate, because literally we just finished up this Shred to Spring Break, and there were 31 people in it, and a ton of our coaches, ton being like probably 10 coaches, and nobody showed up. It was literally me and a girl named Annie Cohen who needs to be a coach. And her and I should have started our own messenger thread and just ran our own boot camp together, but that would have been weird. So like the reality is I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to put all the work in. I'm happy to build out these custom boot camps. I just need your help. I need you guys showing up in there. I need you loving on people. I need you posting your workouts in there. Same thing. We've got the 80-day obsession group going on right now. We've got the February 12th group going on right now. We've got the community going on. Like, guys, we need you. This is part of the deal. Like, if we're going to do all this work on our end, we still need you guys to be present in these pages, encouraging people, liking stuff, posting your workouts in there. I mean, we have to show that we are proof of the product, right? We're telling all these people, we've got nearly 600 people in that January group that started. Like, we cannot be going MIA. We need to like step up to the plate. So please take all these resources that are coming your way and run with them full steam. I promise you it's going to grow a successful business for you. And then just go the extra mile. That's like my motto in life. Just always go the extra mile and be showing up in these pages, loving on people, liking their stuff, encouraging them, but then also posting that you're doing the workouts right along with them. I think it's really, really important.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, okay. So the next things we want to talk about are just like 2 events. So coming up, what is it? In just like 3 weeks? 3 weeks. Is the
Super
Saturday event. So I want to recap because I know we always have new coaches coming on these calls. So Super Saturday is a quarterly event that Beachbody runs nationwide and in Canada too. And I think in the UK now too. But anyway, so it's an event that happens every quarter, and it's really just, it's a time to get together with local coaches in your area. It doesn't matter what rank you are. It doesn't matter how new you are. Everyone is welcome. You're going to get something out of it. Some events are bigger than others. But even if your event is like not that exciting, I mean, still going and making those connections it can be a game changer. So anyway, so for ours, our Super Saturday event in Minnesota is on April 7th. And I did post about this in the group, but we're going to be getting together on Friday night and going to this business training event that Joe Carden is putting on. This is for anyone that wants to go. It's $10. So that starts at 7:30. And then a bunch of us are going to stay overnight at the Embassy Suites. Embassy Suites. And then the event the next day is just connected to the Embassy Suites there. So we're going to be doing that. But if you're not in Minnesota, make sure that you go search. Like if you go to the online office somewhere, there's a spot to search for Super Saturday, and you can find the closest one to you. And maybe there's even someone on the team. If you're not sure if there's anyone near, just like post in the team page and check if anyone's in your area so you guys can go together. But I know it's just been such a fun time for those of us who make a commitment to go, and it's always fun to just know that even though this business is online, it's actually real and people exist in real time. So definitely make it out to that.
We're all humans.
Yeah. And then the other thing is Summit. So Summit is the yearly national event through Beachbody. And this is another great one to go to, whether you're a new coach, whether you've been around for a while. It's kind of like the biggest event of the year. I mean, Beachbody puts a lot of effort into it, and you will just be amazed at how, I mean, it's run so well. So yes, Tara, so excited for Summit. It's going to be so much fun. So this event is in June. So if you're a new coach and you are kind of writing it off, I just want to nudge you to think about it again. We have had coaches that have gone to Summit literally within weeks of signing up, and it has been the best thing for their business. So if you can make it happen, it's in Indy. It is a little bit of an investment, but we kind of look at stuff like that as like if you're going to run a business, there's going to be expenses like that. So if you can make it happen, it will be totally worth your time. But one thing we wanted to point out, and I'm going to post specifics inside the team page, but we are going to have a get-together on Thursday afternoon. It's just going to be a happy hour and kind of get-together, welcome everyone in from 3:30 to 5:30. So that'll be before the opening ceremony. We'll just be at a restaurant. We're renting out this little patio area, and we'll post the details of where. It's right downtown there. So that's from 3:30 to 5:30. So if you can plan to get your travel in a little early so that you can get in for that would be awesome, because then we can go ahead and just also hang out and maybe walk over to the convention center together or the stadium together. And then Michelle Myers, who is my upline coach, is also hosting a team dinner for Friday night, I believe. And so I will post, yeah, it's Friday night. So I will go ahead and post the details for that. You can actually earn a ticket to that one. Where, you know, it's more of like a big sit down dinner. There's going to be a little presentation. A lot of you guys went to it last year and loved it. So
all you can eat.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So that's another event to go to. And of course, there's a whole weekend full of you know, events with the summit schedule as well. But those are just a couple things. We do have an event inside the team page about Summit. So if you join that, then you can get updates anytime I post about Summit. I'll post inside that event. So make sure to join that if you want details on that.
Can we go there last?
Yeah, sure.
Is that last on
last.
on our notes? So the last thing that we wanted to catch you guys on is the I Am Healthy, the Sustainable Way boot camp. We're pretty excited about it because we put it out there. We've really advertised it maybe once, twice, 3 times now, and we've had just a ton of interest behind it. So we're excited about it. We see this as a great precursor to what's going to be coming with the 2B mindset. So really our thought process with it is to try and get as many people in the door with this as we possibly can for the first 30 days. What we posted as far as details in there is essentially where it's at right now. So we've had a couple of comments like, hey, I'd love more information on this. I've got people who have questions. Make sure if you have not, go back, watch the Facebook Live video that we did. I mean, that's essentially where things are at right now. We have a 30-day kind of outline and itinerary. The way that it's going to work is it's going to require a little bit of coordination on your end with pre-scheduling posts. But what we're going to be making kind of a prerequisite for anybody who's signing up, at least in our group, is that they will have to turn the notifications on within their Facebook feed, and then throughout the day they're going to be getting little reminders of what's important to them, little health facts. They're going to have somebody popping on, we're going to be sharing videos, all those types of things. So throughout the day we are going to be helping them stay on track with their nutrition, and then we're going to be teaching them along the way why it's important. And then we're using the Made to Crave book, so we're going to be incorporating the faith aspect of eating healthy and prioritizing your health and wellness. This is entirely nutrition based. This is not going to have anything to do with fitness. We're not going to be pushing for challenge groups or anything like that. We are really leveraging the fact that Daily Sunshine is on sale. We were kind of discussing that tonight even. Like, we just might go all out and just say, hey, the prerequisite to be a part of ours is just that you're buying Daily Sunshine. We like the fact that it's on a discount. We like that we're going to be able to get people in, even if they don't end up buying Beachbody On Demand and they just buy Daily Sunshine, they are now customers of ours. So when the all access pass with 2B Mindset comes out, now we've got the ability at that time, I don't want to call it an upsell, but from just like a true sales approach, it would be an upsell. At that point, they've gone through 30 days or maybe 45 days. By that point, who knows, whenever they decide to launch it. And then we can actually say to them at that point, hey, we have an all access. Everything is going to be handheld. You're going to be able to use an app and track all your nutrition that way. So that's kind of our approach to it right now. A lot of it is what you guys are seeing as far as promotion. We just want to help people understand that it's not about shopping around the parameters of the grocery store. It's not about only eating organic or not eating at this point in the day and eating at that point of the day. Like, it's not that any of that stuff is wrong. We just believe, like, if you just go 100% cold turkey and you say you're never going to have an alcoholic beverage again, that's not sustainable. You say, I'm never ever going to have a cheeseburger or fries, or I'm never eating a dessert again, but gosh, that chocolate cake looks pretty tasty. Like, that's okay. We need to teach people that you can have a healthy lifestyle. You can have six-pack abs if that's what you're going for, but it's going to be a matter of building it out sustainably so that you can afford to treat yourself from time to time. And if you want to have a beer at the end of the day, that's okay. You can have a beer, just don't have 10 of them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's what we're really passionate about. That's what we're building towards. And I just want you guys to really get behind it and be excited about it, because we're going to put a lot of time, effort, energy, and promotion into it. So that's essentially where it's at. I hope that kind of gives you guys a little bit of direction. But, you know, the comments about more info, like, the info is kind of what it is. Like it's 30 days. It's going to be run like a challenge group, except it's going to be 100% nutrition based and really zero on the fitness specific. I will say, you never know. You do a bang up job on this boot camp, and at the end of it, and you say, hey, just so you know, we also run fitness boot camps. If you're just trying to kind of get a feel for what we're doing, it might be an easy way to bring some other people over. So we do have some questions.
So first of all, the reason we're framing it like this too is because this is exactly what the 2B mindset is. It's not container based. It's not anything like that. It's really teaching people how to be able to interact in real life. And so, so someone asked, what if they already have Daily Sunshine or Shakeology? So we had talked about this today, and I think I am, at least for you guys are in charge of whatever you want because you're the boss of your own business. I'll just share what I'm doing because I feel like this is such a great opportunity for me to have people try Daily Sunshine for the first time. So I'm going to require a Daily Sunshine purchase, but also we're just getting a lot of interest, and I need to have like a way to cut people off. Maybe if you want to have other ways of them to join, like that's up to you. If you want to have your existing Shakeology or Daily Sunshine customers join, totally up to you. I'm just seeing this as like, oh my gosh, like if you have not tried Daily Sunshine yet, it's $30 off. This is a great chance for that. So I'm really encouraging people to do that for their requirement. Now, someone asked us privately, so like if you're a new coach and you're kind of trying to figure out how do you like talk about requiring a purchase? So it's such a good question because I think that it is kind of awkward at first to feel like that. And so one thing that really helped me when I was starting my business, because people will always want free, like that's just, I mean, so do I. Like I'm Dutch, I love a good deal.
The best nation is a donation.
Yeah, it's like that's what people will just do automatically. And so you really have to ask yourself, like, do you want to run a business or do you want to run a charity? And so you can't necessarily always run both. Now, with that said, I think that there's certainly times when you can have people come in and try the free trial, or maybe they have an old program, and so they're going to start for free. But I always kind of like to give people the understanding that like it's not free forever. Like at some point they have to know that this is not just going to be a free thing forever. And so, so when I was newer, like that really helped me because I also learned that when I did a lot of free, and free is great for so many, like there's like talking about like 5-day free groups, that's a whole other deal, right? But this is a month-long boot camp. But what I found is that when people did join my longer boot camps for free, they were not as invested. They did not show up. They did not do the workouts. Like they just didn't. And so, that the other thing is that I found that when people have skin in the game, they're way more apt to actually stick with it. And I see a lot of heads nodding from coaches that have been around for a while going, yes, like if people are in for free for a long time, they don't stick with it. So, so don't feel bad. And also I want to encourage you guys, that you are offering a really cool service. Like the truth is they're not paying for you, they're paying for a product, and like you are what, like the huge bonus. But this is a lot of work, and this is a lot of, following up and posting and all of that. And so if you do it for free for too long, you'll be like, this is not worth my time. Like, I'm not going to do this for free forever. I think I'll just like go back to what I was doing before.
And I think people come to expect you to be the free person. So like, if you don't, I always say like, you got to ask for what you want and settle for what you get. And if people just come to expect you to be offering free all the time and then you ask for something, it's almost as though, gosh, we've been doing this for 6 months and you never made me pay for something. What the heck? The other thing that I wanted to add is that like it's on sale right now. So as a full-time sales rep in my own profession, like my job is to always advocate for my clients' benefit. And if I really believe in these products or I believe in the services that we offer, then it's always worth some sort of payment. And it's on me. Like when our company, the company I work for, passes down a promotion or an opportunity for somebody to save 10% or 20% or whatever it is, if my customers don't know about it, nothing ever becomes of it. I always say it's not the services you offer, it's the services people know you offer. So when it comes right down to it, like Daily Sunshine could be on sale and it could be $30 off this month, but if nobody knows about it, it doesn't matter. So it's on us as advocates for our clients and the customers that sign up with us to let them know. So I would encourage you to, never feel as though like you're selling something. Your time is worth something. Your encouragement, your accountability, the community that you're building is worth something. And then you also have, products that are on sale, and you've got, great products. The thing that we love about Daily Sunshine, the reason that we're kind of leaning towards that as far as this is concerned, is that it's also pediatrician approved and good for children. So when it comes down to like a family snack, we can't necessarily say that about Shakeology. Not that if there's anything wrong with it, we just can't make that claim. But with Daily Sunshine, you can say it's good for kids, it's good for families. So we're advocating that, like, hey, it's probably a better one-stop shop solution for families, and then it's also on sale. So a couple of things to keep in mind as well.
I had a couple other thoughts about the free thing and kind of how I got over that mentally. One is that, like, if someone, so I posted this in the group today, but I think the more that you can kind of treat it like a business and that you have an official process and this is just what you do, the better. So like, I'll send that email to people and then I'll still get people to push back. Like today I had a gal that was like, I have 3 bags of Shakeology. Like I had a coach before, but I haven't done anything. And so like 2 things. Sometimes I'll make an exception. Like it kind of depends. I'm not a black and white person. Like if I feel like this person like literally can't afford it, they really want to start with something, they have Shakeology, maybe I'll make an exception. But then I'll usually say, well, you know what, I usually do charge for these types of groups, but I'm willing to make an exception for this month. And then that way you do kind of set the precedent that I'm making an exception, but this isn't going to be like an exception forever. So that can be a way to kind of talk about it. But then also, like I heard this analogy from my upline, Michelle, and I always go back to it. Like, if you are a personal trainer at a gym and you have a client and they're working with you and they're paying you for your time. And so you're in the gym, you're doing this workout with them, then all of a sudden some random gym member comes by, stops up by you and your client and like takes all of your time and they don't pay you anything. That paid client is probably going to be a little bit like, what the heck? Why did I have to pay for this service? And you're just helping her for free and taking away my time. So I always think about that too, like kind of trying to, honor the people that have invested and making sure that it is kind of fair to them. So this gal that wrote me today, I was like, I would love to say that you don't have to buy anything, but I am making this requirement just to keep it fair across the board for everyone. And usually people are pretty receptive to that. But again, I take it case by case as well. I'm not like, oh no, I'll never take anyone in for free, because I've had people that have joined for free that have been, truly like they literally couldn't have afforded it. And so there's always different things. Yeah.
Somebody asked, there's running a free group the week before. Hey, the reality is with this whole business that you guys are the CEOs of it. You can do it however you want to do it. You can take our content and run with the content. You can take our content and change the content. The only thing that we really care about is that people are having great experiences working with you. So if you guys want to run a free group the week beforehand, go for it. I mean, there is no way for us to tell what's going to be the best for each individual client base. We know what we're going to try and run. We're going to give you guys access to whatever we're putting up there. Hopefully you guys kind of got to see that with some of the script details. But if you want to run a free group, I say by all means do it. You guys are the CEOs. That's the benefit of this business. We are the only form of business out there that's not going to tell you what you need to do. So I would just encourage you to have freedom, take a lot of liberty, and have a little bit of creativity and fun in what you're doing too, because that really is the difference maker between, I think, success and failure in this, is just having a little bit of creativity and fun with it.
And Alyssa too. Alyssa, I know I can't see your face, but can I put you on the spot to talk about?
Yeah, I think we should. Okay. Yeah.
Can you hear me, Alyssa?
Hey.
Hi. Oh, there she is. She even showed her face. So we have, Alyssa and I have been talking, and Jake have been talking about doing like a free week once a month as far as Take Back the Kitchen, which, can you just share a little bit and how that would align also with this boot camp?
Yeah, so we were thinking kind of at the end of every month, the last week of the month, we'd kind of do a Take Back the Kitchen sneak peek. that would kind of mirror the coaches corner that we have going on right now. So we'd have a day introducing what Take Back the Kitchen is. We'd have someone come on and share how it's changed their family or changed the way they eat. We talk about what Shakeology and Daily Sunshine are, just because that was a big issue in our TV group for a while of, we're being scammed, you just want us to buy stuff. So giving them that knowledge of like, hey, here's what this is. We'd even cover a little bit of the objections of like, I don't want to spend $100 on a shake. Well, here's why you should and why it's worth it. And then on Friday, we would give them the free menu that's in the TV group right now and tell them about the members group and everything that they would get if they were to purchase Shakeology or Daily Sunshine. So kind of just an end of the month push every month to get them interested.
And we are going to do new groups with that, right?
Yeah.
New Facebook groups every month.
Yeah, just like Coach's Corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity because what we've seen is we saw obviously a massive push initially. A lot of people that were interested with Take Back the Kitchen. And that's really where I Am Healthy came from was, how do we expand upon that? How do we take it a step further? How do we get more clients out of it? Because what we saw is we saw a lot of interest, again, back to the free. We saw a lot of interest in free. We had a lot of people that were interested in just learning a little bit more, but then actually to get them to take that next step is just a whole nother process. So we've gotten a little bit stagnant on promoting Take Back the Kitchen, and we're constantly at this point trying to figure out how can we leverage all that we've done, all that we've accomplished, and do something with it. So
Alyssa, can you remind me when that group starts again or when we're going to open that one?
March 26th, whatever that Monday is. I think it's the 26th.
So we'll start making that group probably this week then.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So we'll post about that. So that will help too to have like a sneak peek to TBTK every month. I think that'll be great. All right. Are we good? Should we move on to Jenna? I know we always say like, oh, we'll just do a few announcements, and then it ends up taking us a while.
There's a lot of good stuff. I'd rather us have stuff to talk about than not have stuff to talk about.
True.
Jenna, are you, I just unmuted you. Can you hear us?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, we had her up there. So I'm sure you have something to say about Jenna. Like I've met Jenna, I think once in person, and she's probably gonna get tired of me saying this, but I just found it to be like incredibly endearing that we were running, like Amber and I are running around wildly at Super Saturday, and I am as sick as a dog. And we've got all these people that are asking us for like, where do we go to see Carl? And like, oh my gosh. And I want to die. And Jenna goes, how are you feeling? I was like, you are the only person in this entire place that took enough out of her time to ask. And I just was like very appreciative of that in that moment, and have been such a fan of yours really ever since then. It was just like such a telling time for me to be like, look, she's just somebody that I really want to see succeed. So to fast forward that now, Jenna is a part of our Push to Elite group. And I've just been so impressed with her consistency, doing her inviting, sharing her story. I see all of her stuff on Instagram like daily now. I see it on Facebook. Like she is constantly a proof of the product, whether that is as simple as just getting it done, like, hey, got it done this morning, or it's even further and beyond that of like, hey, look, I'd love to help you. And so I've just been really impressed with watching her over the last couple of months start building this business out using 80-day obsession. And then this week you shared with the group that was on, I think it was the 6:30 call, that this is like the first time that you'll have a Super Saturday and you'll have a tribe of people there, and how excited you were for that. And we just felt like as a couple that that's such a cool story and something that people should hear and learn from. So I want to turn it over to you, or maybe you have something you want to say.
I just wanted to say one thing too, is that something about Jenna is that, she's been coaching for how long? When did you start?
Like a year and a few months, a little over. Yeah.
So she's been coaching for a little while, but she's so consistent. And I think that, a lot of times coaches will start strong and they'll feel excited, and then it'll sort of piddle out, or they'll go back into their old habits and they kind of drift off. But what's been super cool about Jenna's journey is that she's so consistent. Like literally you look at her social media feed and she's always on, she's always sharing her story. It always is just so sincere and encouraging. And can you share, because you shared this in the Coaches Corner last week, but could you share your exciting news about work this last little bit here?
Yeah, so I guess the quick version is just that I've always worked full time outside of the home, and I have two little kiddos. They're 2 and 3.5. And a couple weeks ago, I started at 4 days a week. So I dropped my Mondays um, just to spend more time with my kids. And I was able to do that mostly because of the income made from coaching and paying off other debt and things like that. So, yay!
That's so cool. Congratulations. That is
Yeah.
awesome. All right, I'll let you go now.
Oh no! So for those of you guys, hey, congratulations! That's so incredibly cool. For those of you guys who have not joined us for a hot seat before, what I want to do is I really want to open this up for the next 20 minutes, and I would love to have Jenna maybe just kind of share a little bit, very specific to 80-day obsession, because you said on Thursday, like, hey, I've got a good thing going with 80-day obsession. I'm just going to kind of keep running with it. Maybe just how you're using the program and how you're inviting people to it, just so other people, if they want to kind of run a similar business model, can. And then if you guys have questions for Jenna, I want you guys just to let her have it, because this is a great opportunity for you to hear how somebody is using a program and building business during it. Like, that is probably the biggest struggle with 80-day obsession, is it's 80 days. So if we're not capitalizing on it, we're waiting 80 days to capitalize on it. And I think it's really cool that you've just kind of been working throughout it. So I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you. I guess for me, the 80-day obsession story, it really started back in December, and thanks to Amber, I mean, she really encouraged us to just, you guys, this is going to be huge. You have to start talking about it now. And I think my excitement for the program, it really just filtered through to all of the girls in my accountability group and on social media and everything like that. So it was easy to share that because I was excited to do it myself. And there was a big group of us, of my customers, that all started together with the program the middle of January. And so I guess number one, I think having success is partly because I'm doing the program myself and I'm there with them every step of the way. Now, I don't think that you can't be successful if you're not doing the program yourself by any means, but I know that that has been good as far as just getting some traction. And then, I mean, from there, I'll share some things that I'm doing and how I'm inviting. And I don't think that I'm really doing anything out of the ordinary by any means. I think it's just maybe the consistency and then just kind of the natural excitement for it. And I effing love Autumn. So that, I think, filters through to kind of everything I do too. But sharing my story. So Instagram stories for me is wonderful because I'm not a great writer / I don't take probably enough time like I should to craft all my Instagram posts, and I know that. And so Instagram stories is great. It's on the fly. Most every day I show my workout, like a few snapshots of my workout. You know, I sometimes say some comments before I start and maybe after I end. I don't like to overload it too much with me actually working out, but that happens. I tag Autumn sometimes in some of my posts because I feel like sometimes if people are curious, they might click on her and then kind of explore into Autumn and like what she's all about and who she is. And then of course I'm posting like regular Instagram posts and Facebook posts, results sprinkled in. I definitely, in Autumn's coaching group, you know, she posts a ton of results and so does everybody else. There's 40-some thousand people in there. So grabbing photos from there is super easy. For myself, I haven't had this like crazy, oh my God, transformation. But at the beginning of the group, I said what my goals were, and my goals were not to lose 20 pounds. I mean, they're just not. So I think that has kind of helped, not only having mine, but all these other amazing ones. Just trying to be relatable, I guess. Like, I don't know if it was maybe yesterday, I posted one of my butt, which I like never would have done that. But for me, that was like, that's like one thing that really is changing. And I know that like for a lot of people, women specifically, that is a really tough area. And so like just being like, oh my God, you guys, look at this. Like, this is crazy. And then like my people, my customers, thanks, Phil and Carla.
That was mostly Phil.
Phil's over there going.
I wish it didn't even say Ann Carla. That would have been even better. Phil
that was Carla. Okay. And then just a bit about how I run my groups. So I primarily use my challenge tracker for my accountability groups. And I was a little bit worried, how am I going to do this with ADD Obsession? But I actually just forged ahead and kept doing my monthly groups like usual. And so it's a multi-program group, which I think has been great because the group of us that are doing ADD Obsession, what they're posting, everybody else is seeing that's not doing the program. And so this excitement and curiosity is just kind of filtering through everybody. And then I do have a separate email thread. I did want to say that, just of my people that are doing ADD Obsession. So I can check in and be like, hey, today is XYZ. You're going to need this equipment. Oh my gosh, like this part was super hard. How are you guys feeling? So we do a bit of that as well, kind of on the side. I check in privately with all my people. Like, I have reminders on my phone, not like every single day privately, but every so often. I always listen to Autumn's videos, and then I either do another video in my group, or I somehow communicate Autumn's message with everybody. I think that's been good too. I tag my people in her videos if they're in the coach test group. I've shown how the program can be versatile, and I think that's been big for me. So yes, you can do these workouts at home, but I've also shown how you can do them in a gym. That gets people, because some people rule you out if they only see you working out at home and they're a gym person. And so I've talked a bit about how, she's your personal trainer at the gym, and it's super easy. You just stream the workout and everyone's going to be curious of what you're doing, and it's so awesome. And traveling as well. I actually went on a week-long trip the middle of February, and I showed how you can still do the workouts every single day on vacation, and it's awesome. It's not a big deal. You get on with your day after you do your workout. So that's kind of a little bit about how I guess I'm doing things and running things. And as far as inviting, nothing too crazy, just, hey, me and some of the ladies in my accountability group are loving this new program. We're having a lot of success with it. We're feeling great, things along those lines. And then just kind of the usual inviting too. And I'll say the program's not for everybody either. So I'm still doing other things and talking about other programs and, things like that. But it's just, it's been, I guess, full steam ahead since really getting ready for it in December, January timeframe.
That's so cool. So just to clarify, can you explain a little bit more? Because you said you basically just run your monthly groups, and then you have, is it a new monthly group? And then the people that were doing ADD Obsession just keep going? Or is it, how does that work exactly?
Yeah, thanks. So I have kind of stuck with this, where I have a new group every month in my challenge tracker. It starts usually the first Sunday, Monday of every month. And it's January Fit Club, February Fit Club, March Fit Club. And everyone in there is multi-program, and everybody maps over month to month. And ADD Obsession ladies too. And I just feel personally that I like a fresh start every month, because I think mentally it's just like moving on. If you had a bad month or whatever, it's just refreshed. And it's super easy to just map people over. It's like, okay, it's the last day in the February group, see you in the March group sort of thing.
Sure.
I was worried about that at first, but it's been fine.
That's so good. That's really helpful because I've been curious about how to do that to get back, because I want to get back to doing some tracker stuff. So that's really, that's what I love about like these hot seats, is it's just about learning little tweaks that you can make, that could really make sense for you. Okay, so someone had a question. Can you share how you transition a conversation you started, say with an old acquaintance or classmate, hey, what have you been up to more a business-driven invite?
I guess I would just say, you've probably been seeing on social media, or I hope you don't mind me asking, but something I've been really passionate about over the last, year plus has been helping people get healthy and I guess I frame it like that. And another line would be, this may or may not be for you. I think that kind of takes the pressure off of people as well. And honestly, you've heard this time and time again, it's all about the follow-up, because some people respond right away, but some don't. And you've said this time and time again, Amber, where they are probably not ignoring you. They're probably just busy, or they saw the notification and it went away. And if you reach out to them again, they'll be like, oh yeah, oh my gosh. And most of the time I would say that they are,
Mm-hmm. So do you have a system that works well for you in terms of follow-up?
I primarily do reminders in my phone. So not for every single person, because I do on a weekend or something, if I get more time, I'll do just a ton of invites. And so I don't maybe track every single thing. But for the most part, I use reminders in my phone instead of like Excel or something like that. So if I reach out to Samantha today, I'll put a reminder in my phone for whatever. For example, a week from today that says Samantha and the date that I last invite, or the date that I last message with Samantha. It's
so good.
Seems crazy, but that's what works for me.
Yeah, I love that. That's all. It's just about finding what works for you. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
All right. What other questions? Anyone else have questions that you want to pop up in there? So you were saying too that you pull a lot of like the photos that you use, some of those from the coach test, like the autumn group, right? Is that what you were saying?
Sometimes, yeah. There's some really dramatic transformations in there, and so it's hard not to. They're very eye-catching.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's so smart, because it's like we have that resource and, might as well use other people's results. I think that's so smart. Oh, Aaron's asking, how do you, a couple of them. How do you do recognition with your challengers, especially those that are with you month after month?
Great question. So what I have mostly been doing is weekly leaderboards. And I used to do them on Fridays, but I changed it to either Saturday or Sunday, which is nice because it just gives me a little more time. So for example, if I post the leaders on Saturday, I'm usually looking at workouts and Shakeology from the previous Saturday to Friday. So it's about, a week. And I recognize the people that have logged, like I rank them. So like 14 workouts in Shakeology, 13, 12, 11, And I usually stop at like 7 or 8, I guess. It just kind of depends on how the people fall. And then not every single person is drinking Shakeology. And so I also recognize the people that are doing 4 or more workouts. And so that is something that I do no matter what. And everyone just, congratulates and pats themselves on the back, and then it was another great week. And then I'll do like individual shout outs, I guess, here and there. There's no method to that part though. But if somebody's, doing really awesome or is new or has been super consistent or something like that, I'll call them out. I also do, this is not directly related, I guess, but usually every week I'll do some sort of a small challenge or something for a prize. So I do coffee gift cards all the time. I do things that I can ship them from Amazon, grocery store gift cards, things like that. And the challenges could be log a workout Monday through Friday. Everyone who does, I'll draw, from all the names. Or today I'm going to choose one of the days this week to do a day in the life of your eating and make a collage of all the food that you ate that day. And I'll draw from the winners. Or I don't share a recipe. We did this last week. Share a healthy recipe, like an alternative to a treat. People love that. So just random stuff like that. So I feel like I love on them that way too. I mean, out of my own pocket, like I'm buying prizes all the time. You know what I mean? I think that goes a long way with people, and it gives them motivation.
That's so cool. I love those ideas.
Have you done that?
No, so there's one that's asking, do you do Instagram stories for call to actions?
Yeah, sometimes. I'm there's no really method or schedule or anything like that. I'm just kind of sporadic, but it works.
Yeah, it does. It's real life. I think people relate to that,
Yeah.
Okay, so then we'll take one more question here. I think that's the last one. When you switch your challengers month to month, like between the tracker, do you ask them if they want to join that next month or just add them in because they were in the month before?
Great question. I used to ask everybody, and then that was just too much. So I tell them, hey, this is when the next group's going to start. The invites are going to be going out sometime this week or within the next couple days. And then I just map everybody over because most everybody's moving over anyway. And if they're not going to accept it, I'll maybe follow up with them a time or two again. But, if they're not going to do it the next month, it's for a reason. But yeah, that's just kind of the process. I'm doing so many message anyways, just checking in. So I just kind of assume they want to keep going.
And Whitney just asked, are all the people in the monthly groups doing different workouts? You said it was multi-program, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, all sorts of programs. Yep.
Yeah, that's a good question because we have a lot of new coaches coming in who, have been 80-day obsession, and so they haven't seen a lot of those multi-programs, how they work, which is like basically last year. That's all it was, was the multi-program. And so 80-day obsession was like a new kind of thing for us to all do it together. So that was a great question, Whitney. I love that.
Oh, and one thing I'll add is for 80-day obsession, those people are also plugged into your Ignition Mission 80-day obsession Facebook groups as well. So
perfect.
They're kind of getting hit from all angles. So yeah.
I love that. That's awesome. All right. So anything else that you want to kind of leave us with, Jenna? What would you, maybe like a piece of advice that you would give to a new coach? Let's just do that.
I think the biggest thing, and you taught this to me and it's in your trainings, but it's so true, is just all you're doing is naturally sharing your story. It does not need to be slimy. It doesn't need to be a sales pitch. It's just real life. And I've taken the approach always with all of this as just do it with me. Like, you can do it too. I never want to be like, I'm better than you because look at me. It's more of that community and let's do it together. I think that's just my overall kind of mantra. So
I love that. Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Jenna. This was so good. I know I was like taking notes over here too. So thank you so much.
thank you for having me.
All right, guys, we'll get this recording up. And if you have any other questions for Jenna, I'm sure she'd be happy to answer them too. So, all right, guys, we'll talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in.
Have a good night.
Bye.